What is going on, YouTube? And welcome to the OnePride Podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions, and we have a fun one for you tonight. We are so close to training camp. We can feel it, and we got a couple of guests on here that is definitely going to have a great time. So without further ado, first guest is none other than Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. What's going on, Mark?
What's going on, Mike? How's it going? Let's talk some football. Man, does that video get me hyped? Let's go.
Absolutely. And we got Antonio Hightower. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? You know, your favorite anti-Lions fan had to join, in the broadcast today. Hope we got some good discussions.
And he's the hypest one in the building. If you just go ahead and listen to those enthusiastic words that comes out of your mouth. First off, I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart and my family as well for all the well wishes of the passing of my father. It kind of came out of left field, and we truly, truly appreciate it. It's been a rough week, and without you guys, I don't know how I think I could just have a normal day. It's been real crazy, but seeing that the blessings and everything that you guys have done has just been amazing, and it's really making a terrible situation just a little bit better. So I want to thank you and my family. They've seen every single comment that you guys made. We truly, truly appreciate it, and thank you very much. What's going on, Jamie Ward? Welcome. We also got Alan Dana in the building. Zach J, JT's Massive Purpose. Thank you so much, JT. We got Owen as well. Daryl Strickland, welcome. And when people start flooding in, we'll just go ahead and get into it and talk about, and give them the shout-outs that they deserve. But we do have some crazy rumors that came in. I actually made a video about it, Mark Orem. This came from 97 Won the Ticket and some websites that obviously we know what happened to the running game, the running back from the Los Angeles Rams. But out of nowhere, the Detroit Lions to trade Jamaal Williams to the Los Angeles Rams. We get a conditional third-round draft pick. What do you think about this scenario, Mark?
Man, yeah, I saw this. I saw this rumor myself too. This was started by an LA beat writer. I'm pretty sure it was started in LA radio. Trying to say, because we got ties to Les Snead with Brad Holmes, this and that. I don't understand why the Detroit Lions would want to do something like this just to begin with. You already have a lot of holes on this team per se, but you have a pretty good running back room. And then if you were to get rid of a guy like Jamaal Williams, okay, then you got DeAndre Swift, and then you have two undrafted free agents out there that, in Dedrick Mills and Michael Warren. You probably would have to obviously go out and get somebody to be that number 2 or that number 3. And we're trying to actually see the LA Rams not do well this year. So, with the loss of Cam Akers, it helps out the Lions situation a little bit. It's not the end-all, be-all. They do have a good running back over there named Darrell Henderson, who's got some injury concerns himself. But why would we want to get rid of a guy that we picked up, that we gave a multi-year deal to, and we have to make Jared Goff feel some type of comfort back there. You're not going to get rid of his number 2 running back, and then he would just come into the building with his hands up in the air saying, like, come on, man, you got to give me some type of help. So, no, that's just a silly rumor, man. I can't see it happening. Not a chance.
Huge shout-out to Daryl Strickland for that $10 super sticker. I really appreciate it, Daryl. God bless you and your family. And, without individuals such as yourself, this channel, can't grow the way that you want it to. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you very much. And, man, it's much, much appreciated. What do you think about this rumor, Antonio Hightower? And in the chat, would you do this? You already know what I say. I say to the nah. But would you guys make that trade? Let me know. Why for yes and for no. Antonio, what do you think about it?
Oh, yeah. Love the trade. It's a great trade. Matter of fact, while we're on it, let's have the Chiefs send Patrick Mahomes to the Broncos and have the Packers send Aaron Rodgers to the Bears. Yeah, let's just start doing that. Let's have the Detroit Lions send their free agent running back, projected starter, definitely gonna split some carries to Swift, to the Los Angeles Rams they have their picks. Now that's so smart. I didn't even think about it, man. I can't even lie. Man, I would definitely not do that. I'm not trying to help the people who I benefit from their non-success. Like that just doesn't make any sense, right? I don't know why we should do that. They got a better chance of getting a running back out of free agency than they do getting a running back from the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions don't want to help the Rams because they got all their picks right now. Why would the Lions even think about doing this trade? They just gonna sign him out of free agency. First of all, let's just think about how crazy that would sound. They sign him out of free agency, then they trade him. First of all, think about how bad you look as an organization for signing a guy doesn't even play a game for you yet, and he's like, you know what? Let's trade him. Anybody free to come to Detroit after something like that happens?
No way.
Man.
They ain't coming to Detroit. And I think this is the only free agent we did a multi-year deal to. So, hey, come on down to Detroit. I know you wanted it because now we're going to trade you away. So you're not here in Detroit. Philip Coleman just became a member to the channel. Welcome to the family, Philip. Thank you so much for joining. And, really, really appreciate it. And welcome. We appreciate it. I think it was a ridiculous trade scenario. I seen it and I said, what? It just doesn't make any sense. Just like you were saying, we literally just picked this guy up in free agency. How does that send a signal to the rest of your squad? We're just going to go ahead and sign you in free agency and then get rid of you. Yeah, that's going to work out pretty well for next year and then the following year. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's kind of utterly ridiculous. And we need to establish a run game here in Detroit. To get rid of one of our key pieces of that hurts the team. And obviously, we need to establish a culture, a positive culture in Detroit. And how can you establish a positive culture when one of the main pieces you get, a guy who has got a solid foundation, not just about his game on the field, but his personality as well? We need to change the culture. Having someone like that who is absolutely just a fun person to be around is how you do change it. So to get rid of one of those type of individuals, it's not going to really help, in my opinion. It just is a net negative for sure. And just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But there's other news too, Mark Orem. And I didn't even know this. I read this article and I was kind of shocked that Jared Goff last year was the #1 quarterback in the red zone. What do you think about this stat? That, man, it took this long to figure out. What do you think about that, Mark?
Yeah, you know what? I was kind of shocked myself when I read that too as well. It's nothing but positive news. Finally, something positive that we can kind of hold on to right now as a fan base, and as an organization. All it's been is seeing Jared Goff's name being dragged through the mud this whole time he's been a Detroit Lion. Now something positive comes out, and he was the #1 quarterback in the red zone. I didn't personally know that, and like you said yourself, Mike, you didn't know either. We can only build on that, and that's actually a really good thing for the Detroit Lions. We have some big wide receivers out there that Tyrell Williams is a big guy. Hawkinson, we've got Darren Fells in there, who we brought in from Houston. So if we can use those guys and build off his last year's numbers, Jared Goff's numbers from last year, hey, we can make this hopefully make him a #1 quarterback in the red zone again.
Wow, Philip Coleman just donated $50 for a super chat. Man, Philip, thank you so much, man. And it's much appreciated, Philip. And God bless you and your family. And I'm very happy that you enjoy the content. It's all about giving back to the people what they deserve. And we've been getting a lot of negative media in Detroit, sometimes deserved, but I do feel there's a bias negatively, and I think it's important for individuals, could be on YouTube or other platforms, to bring a different perspective. So thank you so much, Philip. God bless you and your family. Just words can't express, what that means to me. And so, man, really, really appreciate it. Antonio Hightower, what do you think about this concept of Jared Goff being the #1 quarterback in the red zone?
Honestly, it really doesn't change my opinion of him that much. I mean, I never thought he was a horrible quarterback that, just a bottom feeder. I never thought he was Mitch Trubisky. So this really doesn't change much in my opinion. AJ. Hello.
While he's going through something here, another aspect about this game here is the concept that the Detroit Lions have had issues in the red zone. We always get field goals. And so if we can start to get more touchdowns, that's how you can win games. You just need to be able to get those touchdowns and not have to do field goals anymore. Mark Orem, is it possible that having Jared Goff, and I'm not saying that, it's going to be, but is it possible we could be a little more successful if we can convert those touchdowns in the red zone? Just because you have a ton of yards, for the first 80 yards of a game, it doesn't necessarily mean much if you get 3 points, Mark. So what do you think about that?
Well, 100%. Touchdowns are worth more than field goals. So, hey, if we can build off that and we can score some points, then we can win football games. I'm sick of the field goals. You know what I mean? We brought in a field goal kicker over here, but I don't want to see Randy Bullock, or if it's going to be Matthew Wright. I don't want to see those guys unless it's going to be an extra point. So touchdowns is where it's at. It's how you win football games. You don't win games kicking field goals. So, yeah, if he could be that number one guy in the red zone again, that's all for it. And, let's score some touchdowns instead of field goals, man, for sure.
Absolutely. Antonio Hightower, are you back?
Yes, I am back now.
Go ahead and continue your point.
I was about to say, it doesn't really change my opinion of Jared Goff. I never thought Jared Goff was just some horrible quarterback who can do nothing right. This really isn't that surprising. A bigger stat that I would really like to see is how many times did they really get to the red zone? I think really getting to the red zone might be a more important stat to really look at. Because, if you're scoring, scoring well in the red zone is great. Now, if you're not getting there consistently, then that is a problem in itself. But this doesn't change much for Jared Goff and me. Hopefully we can replicate that in Detroit. We haven't had much history getting to the red zone or scoring in the red zone. So, and if we can score in the red zone and get to the red zone, then it doesn't matter who we got at kicker.
Absolutely. And it's really important. That's something historically we've been terrible at, is getting those touchdowns. How many times have we watched a Lions game and we get a field goal? We need to get those touchdowns. So if this number can go up, you can win more football games. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying that Jared Goff is better than Stafford. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if you can convert those red zone from 3s to 7s, you have more chance of winning. How many times have we lost a game by, 1 or 3 points? A ton, Mark. We've lost a ton.
Yeah.
And we need to be able to not have that happen. So if you can get more touchdowns, you can win football games, Mark.
100%, man. That's the only way to win football games is to score. And Antonio nailed it too. He getting to the red zone's half the battle as well. And does this offense have that kind of mustard to actually get to the red zone and give Jared Goff some opportunities? Because, like we said, we just learned a new stat, man. This is brand new to me, and I did not know he was a number one quarterback in the red zone. So let's get him in the red zone and let's see him do some work. This is the only way you're going to win football games, and they want to run the ball. They got to get down to the red zone, and you have to score. No more field goals.
Absolutely. Folks, if you've not hit that like button, smash that like button. That's how this stream gets out there. Right now, we got 50 in the chat with 30 likes. Let's get to 50 likes and get this Lions content rolling. Also want to kind of change course and talk about Jeffrey Okudah. Antonio Hightower has reported that not only did Jeffrey Okudah have 1 surgery, but he had 2 surgeries. He was pretty beat up from the floor up. Now he's healed. But is this something that definitely could change his game? The fact that he was playing really hurt last year and now he's going to be healed. What do you think about this news and how it impacts Okudah and the Lions defense as a whole?
So when I initially heard this, I was kind of confused on. I was like, man, wait, he had 2 surgeries. Why? Why did he have 2? But then I found out apparently he had torn he had torn one half of his he torn one side of his core muscle. I forget what muscle it was. It was somewhere around his core. And they said that usually when you tear one, there's a good chance you probably tore the other. So they just did it as precautionary. So you don't get down the future. You know, he gets out there and all of a sudden he has another tear. That is already a problem. It's going to be really interesting to see Jeff Okudah get healthy, because he had a lot of injuries and not just like injuries that'll really hamper you, especially as a cornerback with your athleticism. You know, he had groin injuries. You know, he had during camp, he had hamstring injuries. And hamstring injuries ain't really nothing to play with, even if it's a tight hamstring. Them things can accelerate real quickly. It's going to be interesting to see how he looks physically, let alone mentally and technically, how he looks physically compared to last year, because he's, you know, whether or not you like the pick or not, he's the third overall pick, and we don't have really any corners for the future other than Armani, who's going to have to get re-signed soon. So we're going to really be relying on him in a really depleted secondary.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know when it comes to that rumor, Sean Conroy, what I was trying to suggest is this came from 97 Won the Ticket in a local radio station or local news station in LA. This was not something that came out from the trusted sources. This was a rumor spread by them, and I just wanted to say how ridiculous it was, and it doesn't make sense from my perspective. Even if a rumor came out from an Adam Schefter, it still wouldn't make sense to me, in my opinion. But when it comes to Jeffrey Okudah, we had to take a step back because we don't know exactly what was going on with him. But now if you look at the situation, he was put in one of the worst situations you could possibly be as a high draft pick. You're a corner. It's difficult to learn. You go into the worst scheme of all time with Matt Patricia. Then you have 2 surgeries because your groin is all jacked up. You need 2 surgeries. This was a rough situation, considering the fact that the defensive line was terrible, the linebacking core was terrible. So Jeff Okudah last year was set up for failure. I think anybody would kind of agree to that. I think now, knowing how injured he was, it's even going to make him better because he's healed now. And I think you're going to see him be a much better player. Now, again, I'm not saying he's going to be all-pro or anything like that, but since the play was so poor last year, he's going to step up in a big way, Mark. What do you think about the surgery? What do you think about the injury? And what do you think about the expectations now of Jeffrey Okudah?
Well, now I think we can expect Jeffrey Okudah to be a little bit more of a playmaker now. Now that he's healed, we know that he was drafted last year with a torn groin, the core muscle, whatever it was. He's had the surgery. He had to get both sides done now, because if he didn't get the other side done, and I'm sure he had to give the okay to get that and talk to the team doctors, that and this, all that stuff. And they agreed that both surgeries would be the best way to go, or something bad's going to happen. Now, according on paper, we got Romeo moving a little bit. We got Trey Flowers back, the D-line with some fresh guys in there. This D-line should be better. It should help out the secondary. So now I'm expecting Jeff Okudah. And I'm not expecting him to be all pro or anything like that, but I'm expecting him to be better. It's year 2 now. Now it's time to start looking at him in a more serious way, because it takes a couple years to adapt for an NFL corner. But we expect something now. You're all healed up. He's ready to go. Now let's play some football.
Folks, here in a little bit, you guys are going to run the show. When you ask some questions, do a hashtag so I can see it. It's not going to happen right now, but in about 15 minutes, we're going to go for you. That's where you run the show. This is where we give back. We love doing videos on all our channels, but more importantly, we like to interact and get some legitimate questions. And so, yeah, I concur. I think that a lot of people kind of jumped the shark a little bit, saying he's a bust. I said, hold your horses here. I don't believe he's a bust. With the situation he was put in, just like Zach J said in there, as well as the pandemic year, it was a recipe of absolute failure. And so, given now we got Aaron Glenn, given that he's actually got an offseason, given the fact that he's healed, I think you're going to see the production a little bit better for sure. Another instance that came up, and I wanted to look at the cap situation, is the Detroit Lions are looking pretty good with the NFL cap. Huge shout out first off to Brad Holmes. for fixing this situation that was absolutely atrocious. They came into one of the worst situations. I'm not talking about cap, but I'm talking about terrible contracts of Vati Vaitai, talking about Trey Flowers that was taking place. And now, in one offseason, the Lions have the sixth best cap in the NFL, around $17.6 million available. Now that we have this cap space, do you think the Detroit Lions could potentially make a move, say if Harris doesn't work out and they feel they need to get a safety, or if they want to pick up another player, Antonio Hightower, the Lions have some money. Do you think they could make that move at some point, maybe in training camp?
I don't think they currently will unless unless there's something happen. Because there's a lot of teams or a lot of situations going on. Maybe the Bills, maybe a team gives up on a player. Maybe the Browns are like, we don't want Ronnie Harrison anymore. Or maybe a team like the Bills like, we're done with Tremaine Edmonds. Or a team like the Browns is like, we're done with David Njoku. Maybe I see the Lions making a move. Although I will say this about the cap. I never felt like we were in a bad cap situation. If anything, compared to the league, we was in a decent situation. There was a bunch of teams in the negative. Like the Saints, I think were almost $100 million in negative. And I always felt like the future-wise, I feel like this year was never going to be that great. But next year, when you can get off of Flowers, you can get off of Vaitai, you can get off of Jamie Collins, that it was always going to be, you were always going to be set up in that way. But currently, I don't see them making a move. Depending on how certain positional battles play out, not only for the Lions and for other teams, I could maybe see them making some moves. I don't think they're really trying to move draft picks or any players right now, though.
Okay, for sure. What do you think about that, Mark Orem, potentially the Detroit Lions? I mean, they got a really good cap situation. Could they potentially go ahead, Mark, and maybe pick up a player? I mean, they got some cap space now.
Well, they might go pick up a player, but I don't know if they're going to spend a lot of money in doing so. Now, if they wanted to, they could maybe possibly make a trade. I actually don't really see that as well, though. But kudos to Brad Holmes for putting this team in that situation. And you know what I mean? We got a couple contracts, like you guys said. We got Vaitai coming up, Flowers coming up. That's going to be more money added. I could see possibly next year. Next year, I think, is the time that they're going to do it. I think you're either going to see a safety or you're going to see one heck of a linebacker coming into town. I don't have any names off the top of my head, but I see somebody coming here, and I think it's going to be via the free agency, because we've put ourselves in that situation, and I think this team really, really wants to compete by 2023, if earlier. If earlier, the better, but I think 2023 is their goal. So the money, I think, will be spent in about next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think that they're going to go ahead and spend big so far when it comes to this year, but Brad Holmes put them in that situation where if they can pick up a player, say they're better than we think they are, they can go ahead and do that. And that's all you want to ask for a general manager. Man, he was just put in such a bad situation. And given the circumstances, the amount of time he has, he's done a very good job. And like you were stating, next year's cap, around $76 million, and beyond that, the following year, we're looking could be near $100 million, just like the Indianapolis Colts, who built a fairly solid football team from start to finish, and their cap situation helped that out as well. So I love seeing it for sure, and I think when it comes to running a franchise, you got to run it like a business, because it is a business. You must be fiscally responsible to get your house in an order, and if you're just spending money like a idiot, your franchise is going to become an idiot franchise. So it's nice to see that the capital for this football team is going in the right direction. Folks, do you got questions? Let me know. Do hashtag, whatever you want to hashtag, throw it in the comments section. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to answer. Or you go ahead and ask Mark Orem. Ask Antonio Hightower. This is your time to shine. We are literally 6 away for likes to get to 50 likes. Smash that like button. We're going to get it. We got the first question here from none other than Marcus Robinson. Do you feel like the media, even Detroit media, are playing the coaching staff and front office like crap? What do you think about that, Mark Orem?
Yeah, 100%. This is what the media does to Detroit. They drag us through the mud. They drag everybody that comes here through the mud. Jared Goff is a prime example of that. He's a prime example of that. He was, a top quarterback. He comes here. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. Dan Campbell gets absolutely laughed at for every single thing he says in the media. Back in Miami, you know what I mean? He was revered as one of the next best coaches possibly coming up in the future. And then, he gets hired in New Orleans, and he's assistant head coach. Comes to Detroit. They just laugh at everything he does, everything he says. They just drag him through the mud. So it's nothing new. We're used to it. This is what they do. And the only way to get rid of that stink is to start winning football games. And that's what they need to start doing.
And I got a $5 super chat from Everything King. Everybody knows who Everything King is. He is a Detroit Lions YouTuber, a Pistons YouTuber, all Detroit Lions YouTubers. So thank you so much, Everything King, for that $5 super chat. God bless you. And again, I want to thank everybody for the well wishes. My father is in a much better place. He's in a much better place. And with everybody coming out, and I'm still seeing it in the chat, it's just amazing that you guys, take time out of your day to do this. Telling you, when I was in the hospital, we seen all these comments. My whole family was there. I shared it with everybody, and it was really amazing. So thank you so much. What do you think about that question, Antonio Hightower, when it comes to how the media portrays our head coach?
Oh yeah, they definitely. I mean, they crap on anything Lions anyway. Although, I mean, it's not like there's not a reason. The Lions have kind of been the NFL's bottom feeder for years, haven't won since color TV was a thing. But
that's crazy.
Especially, yeah.
That is
crazy.
That is one of the sickest stats I've never heard, and that's sad.
Yeah. Now the trade medium is especially crazy because they always reaching for something or saying something crazy. And it's different because at the national media level, I can at least kind of understand it in the fact that the Lions haven't done anything of importance in decades. So at least on a national level, I can understand it. But from a local level, you kind of have to have some semblance of support for your local franchise. I mean, not everything they do is horrendous, but even when they do something good, they'll try to do something bad. It's just, even local media is making fun of Dan Campbell, which I don't understand. Because I feel like if anybody would understand what's going on in Detroit, it would be the people whose only job it is to report about the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, 100%. And 9 drinks, I can answer that because I just asked him. No, not yet. They have not opened the border. You can go into Canada, but you can't come from Canada into Detroit. So unfortunately, he won't be there. Man, that sucks, Mark. That really sucks.
Yeah, that starts like August. That starts like August 9th. They've been running around here in Canada trying to open up that border. We can't get a straight answer from our government, and so August 9th, Americans can come into Windsor, where I'm from, and go to Canada, but I can't go across. I can't go across just to go watch a ball game, or I would have to be able to work there or something like that. I can go there and do that, but I don't work in the States, so it's I can't go across for any kind of entertainment or any kind of enjoyment. I still have to wait, and our government's just not giving us any answers right now, guys.
And come on, Canada.
Exactly.
Come on, Canada. Come on. We got a question here from Randy Daniels. #ISN. Would you trade for Deshaun Watson for a first round and a second and a third? Well, right now, no. I don't think he's not going to get traded. He's not going to play, I don't think, this season. Next year, would you do that, Mark?
Next year, you know what? I would definitely think about it. I don't know if I want to give up that much draft capital, though. That's a lot. First, second, and a third. Oof. That's a lot. I know he's one of the best in the biz at right now, man, he's got to get himself straightened out first. We got to find out what's the issues with him. So I don't know, man, but it would definitely be thought about.
Thank you so much, D. Williams. I truly appreciate it, man. You guys are killing it, man. I'm telling you, it's a blessing. You guys are a blessing. It's been a rough week, and seeing these comments, it warms the heart up. I'm not usually an emotional guy, but I really appreciate it. Hashtag 2023 isn't the reason we got Fells for the red zone. Fells, Hawk, and Swift in the backfield, and best read quarterback in the 10. We have to be better in the red zone. 100% Daryl. Yeah, Fells, a lot of people don't talk about it. Fells is actually a really good tight end. I mean, he was in Detroit just a couple of years ago, and he was making some plays. TJ Hawkinson and Swift, for sure, it's really going to help out the red zone. Antonio Hightower, I do believe that's exactly what's taking place here, is they're wanting to be a physical football team, but also we've seen in Detroit for many years, we need to get those touchdowns instead of field goals, Antonio.
Yeah, it's very true. I think we could be a really good red zone team, especially with our running game and our receiving core. But, that fixes part of one problem. But it kind of doesn't fix another problem, which the Lions have suffered from for like at least a decade, is they haven't been consistently drive goal to goal. They've been to drive goal to goal on a consistent basis. So, while I think we're going to score well once we get into the red zone, I'm still iffy on how consistently we will get into the red zone.
Hey, it's definitely a question mark, and I can't wait for the preseason just to see a little bit. Obviously, they're not going to show everything, but it's better to see something than not. We got the question here from the artist formerly known as PC Payload. Can we all agree that there's no more ESPN in our vocabulary? The artist formerly known as ESPN is now BSPN. BSPN, yes. Yes, 100%. And ESPN's a clown show. They're trash. They don't know what journalism is anymore. Anyone that suggests that the Detroit Lions offensive line is ranked 29 is literally, they're just morons. So 100% I agree with that. I think the panel, do you agree with that? I do. All you got to do is say yes or no.
Totally yes. Totally yes.
And Mark, we got hashtag Mark, Mike, get Mark a job. Well, guess what? I live in the United States, so I can't help him out, even though we're actually not that far apart, about 2.5 hours. But he's going to have to talk to his government. Come on, get that stuff straight.
I work in Canada, man. What am I going to do, man? I can't move. I got a family.
Hey, thankfully you don't work in USA because that would suck. Who is your breakout player? Well, there's a couple of breakout players, man. DeAndre Swift, I think he's going to have a massive breakout year. Man, DeAndre Swift, to me, is just going to really elevate his game. TJ Hawkinson's going to be a massive breakout player as well. And definitely, I think Jeffrey Okudah is going to take a bounce in the right direction as a breakout player. Like I've been saying, I'm not saying he's going to be all-pro or anything like that, but definitely elevate his game to a more productive player, something that we need on this defense. But I would look for those guys to be breakout players. If you're a fantasy guy, I'm telling you, get TJ Hawkinson. Really, really get TJ Hawkinson. How much are we going to average on the ground rushing this year? Can we rush for more yards than our defense gives up rushing? Ooh, that's a great question. That is a great question. Antonio Hightower, can we gain more yards on the ground than our defense will allow?
Yes, I definitely think we can do that. Because every team that goes against us is going to be thrown for 500 yards. I'm just joking. But I think we could definitely do that. But I think we could definitely do that because I think any team that sees the Detroit Lions is going to think, yeah, let's just pass the ball. They're not going to be able to stop us passing the ball, especially with your commitment to the run game. One thing about that is you're going to be facing a lot of really good running teams. But, yeah, I definitely think we could rush for more than the defense allows.
Yeah, we definitely made the interior defensive line much better. I mean, they really focused on that interior. That was something that we've been giving up for the past couple of years, is just the running backs just killing us in the middle. You got Cook, cooking us all the time. So getting Levi Onwuzurike, getting Aleem McNeil, players such as that to really focus on stopping the run. And I think that's going to be our elevated on defense. That's going to be one of the aspects that's going to get elevated from what we've seen in years past. That should be a much better unit regarding the run game. Justin Thomas, #Mike, was your dad a Lions fan too, like you? Yes, he was a Lions fan. And before the stuff went down, I said, Dad, you got to stay because you promised you want to see a Super Bowl for the Detroit Lions before you go. And then there's a lot of laughter a little bit and saying, Mike, that's impossible. You'd have to be immortal. And so I thought that was kind of funny. But, yes, he was a Lions fan for sure. And hopefully he gets to see one just in a different plane. But, man, that's who got me watching the Detroit Lions is watching it with the old man sitting on the knee, watching Barry Sanders rip up teams. It was glorious. Now, he got to see it. I was just a youngster, but still glorious. Jay Schultz, welcome, man. Appreciate you getting on here. Ooh, Jacob, he says, final score for the 49ers game, 34-24 dub for the Lions, ? Mark Oram, final score for week 1 of our Detroit Lions versus the 49ers.
You're going to throw that one at me, eh? The final score. I don't even really know. I'm going to say 27-21 San Francisco. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, what do you think about this game? Antonio Hightower, man, what's the score do you think that it's going to be week 1?
I'll go with 35-21 49ers win.
Sheesh, you're going with the Vegas there. Man, oh man. You know what? I'm going to say 28-25. I think it's going to be close within 3 points. The 49ers win the game just right now, but we haven't even started training camp. We don't know what's going on. If you look at LA Rams, they lost their running back. So, it's just a guesstimate, but we'll see. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see for sure. Did you guys read the article about a possible Williams trade to the Rams after the Akers injury? Yes, Corey, we talked about at the beginning of the show. We kind of mocked it a little bit because it just seems a little bit out there, in all honesty. You pick up a guy, you give him a multi-year deal to turn around and trade him doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, yeah, we talked about it. 97 won the ticket in LA's local. We laughed about it. Thought it was kind of a joke. So if you want to hear the portion of it, that was the beginning of the stream. #defense. Is the defensive scheme a bit different from the new coaching staff? And could this also help Okuda, Mark Oram?
Yeah, we're apparently switching to a 3-4 base. So it's gonna be definitely a different look. You will see some different looks though, when we go into a dime in those sub packages. You will see guys like Trey Flowers and Romeo Okwara with their hands in the dirt. We've had a revamped defensive line, brought in a couple new linebackers. Actually a lot worried about that linebacking core, but it's definitely going to help out Jeff Okuda because I think we're going to bring some pressure. We're going to blitz. Our old regime, Matt Patricia, did not like the blitz. He didn't like to help out anybody, so he asked everybody to do their own thing, and he just didn't like to bring the firepower, which was kind of weird. But, yeah, it's definitely going to help out Okuda, and we're going to have a couple different looks, and especially with this new 3-4 that they plan on implementing.
Prince Vegeta, first off, love the name, man. How can you not like Dragon Ball Z? Thoughts on Hopkins retiring because of the vaccine? Not just Hopkins, but thoughts on this whole situation. I heard that he was contemplating it. I don't know. I think it's quite a bit of an overreaction here to retire over a vaccine. Yeah. The whole situation is look, everybody has the right to do what they want to do. It's their body. But to basically give up on your career of it, a little hyperbolic if you ask me, Mark.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit overblown he's not the only one that's actually voicing his concerns about this. Cole Beasley did it too. The wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills, he did it a little bit ago, but he's kind of maybe turned the corner a little bit on maybe participating in the vaccine. Hopkins, I don't know, man. It sounds like he's not going to do it. It just sounds like, he's just concerned. He just doesn't feel. I just feel the whole situation is everybody should have a choice on what they do with their own body. Everybody should have a choice to do with their own body. The NFL really shouldn't be pressuring these guys to do it. And there's a lot of silly rules, I think, that are involved. Like if you go on a road meeting, you're not allowed to go to dinner if you don't have the vaccine. You have to stay in your room while your other teammates go out for a night on the town or go for just a nice dinner and come back. I think it's gotten overblown. I'm not an anti-vaxxer or a pro-vaxxer. I'm a guy that just believes that you should just do what you feel is best for you. That's it. And then I just think the NFL's taken a little bit too far.
Yeah, man, I'm the same way, bro. I think that everyone has the right to do what they want. I'm vaccinated. I got vaccinated. I was in the Army for 8 years, and before I went to Iraq, I think they pumped every single shot humanly possible into my body. I think I've got every single one, and I'm pretty much fine, unless I'm not doing good with technical issues. Then I kind of get a little bit upset, but yeah, it's just, hey, it's your body. Do what you want to do. That's the way I see it. I'm not into the politics of a whole lot, much of that type of stuff. So, but I'm vaccinated. If you want to get vaccinated, great. If you don't want to get vaccinated, whatever, man. Do what you want to do.
Yep, exactly.
Like I'm not gonna get upset about it. Exactly. I'm not gonna get upset about. And we got Corey Batney says, and again. There we go. Yeah. I'm not getting microchipped. I mean vaccinated. Oh, you don't want to get a microchip in you. Hey, I'm not gonna get a 3-lettered 666 in my head. That's for sure. Let's see here. The next Captain America, absolutely. Did you hear Jalen Ramsey said about Jared Goff? He didn't talk about him like he was garbage, like the media tries to say he is. Yeah, I mean, the media says he's garbage, so when the media says he's garbage, it's probably the opposite. So I could see why Jalen Ramsey would kind of disagree with that. Antonio Hightower, what do you think about that, man?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, I think the medium kind of overblows how bad Jared Goff is. Although I will say this about players and their opinions. I think sometimes players don't have the best understanding of the state of the NFL and what certain positions offer and why there's certain value in certain places. But I do think the media has overblown how bad Jared Goff is. They talk about Jared Goff like he missed Trubisky. And I don't think he's no world beater. But to put him, like you're ranking guys like Andy Dalton above him, which is just insanity to me. I saw a list that had like Jameis Winston like top 20. And not just over like Jared Goff, it was over Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. I'm like, man, they just doing all this stuff for clicks.
Yeah, that's definitely what the media does. They're nothing but clickbait. I mean, they just come out with ridiculous stuff. I just feel like journalism is dead, and it is definitely affecting not just, obviously, national media, so I don't really watch it, but now it's really affecting sports media. It's like, come on, man, just use a little bit of common sense here. Do a little bit of journalism. It doesn't have to be a lot, but you got to do a little bit here. Come on now. You get a little bit ridiculous. Thoughts on the Lions versus Seahawks game in Week 17 in Seattle? I thought we're playing an NFC North team. I thought we were playing one of the North teams. Am I incorrect? Am I a little bit off here, Mark?
Could
be off. I don't remember. I don't remember who we're playing in Week 17. I thought
it was originally supposed to be the Broncos.
I thought we were playing like the Broncos or Green Bay in Week 17. I thought it was
an NFC North team.
I don't remember.
We might be playing NFC North team 18, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd have to see.
Yeah, okay.
Get the MicroMike shot, Frog Crop. If you got the MicroMike shot, you'll be taking that MyQuil just like Vastar when that. I think you'd be jumping off the walls. You don't want that, man. You be going crazy, just a little bit crazy. And if you start getting technical issues, if you get that MicroMike shot, you're going to get really upset because I hate tech. That is not my thing here. Cy Gray into building. Players don't really see the broad view. What's up, guys? Hey, Cy, what's up, man? Appreciate you getting in here. Hopefully, you, at some point you can get back on, man, and talk some Detroit Lions football, because we missed the Cy Gray dropping some hashtag facts on people. Hashtag, do you think Jimmy G will start all year for the 49ers, or will he get traded and Lance become the starter? I think Lance will be a starter eventually this year. I do think so. I think Jimmy G is going to start the season, but I do believe Trey Lance will finish the season. Mark Orem.
Yeah, I definitely think Jimmy G will start. I think he's going to start the season. Then eventually he's just going to Jimmy G it, and then they're going to go to Trey Lance. So
he could be
they went
injured.
up to go get him. He could be injured. He could get hurt. But I think they really coveted him, Trey Lance, obviously, with what they did in that trade. So there's a plan in place. But I think they will start Jimmy G. There's a lot of people saying that it's not even in stone that Jimmy G is going to start week 1 versus us. So versus Detroit Lions, it could be the rookie. So, but I think personally Jimmy G is going to get the start. Then eventually they're going to go to Lance.
Braden Coombs did a good job with the special teams, and they fired him because he undermined the coaches and called his own play. And then the funny part is he actually interviewed for special teams coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who the offensive coordinator is Darrell Bevell, who fired him. So I thought that was interesting. But you can't undermine a head coach. You just can't do that. Head coach, you got to have your chain of command. And if he intentionally did that, look, you just can't do that. I don't care how good you are. You gotta go with your leadership, and that's just something I've learned in the Army, and I'm sure that other people kind of may disagree with that, but I always believe in follow your chain of command. Let's see here. What do you think about the USA Today picking the Lions going 3-14? I'm not going to get upset about it, in all honesty. You want to know why? Because we got to win to change the win-loss predictions. You have to win. And so I'm not going to get upset about it. Do I think we're going to go 3 wins? No, I have us around 6 wins. But I'm not going to get upset about it because this team must win. You got to win. And if you want that 3 wins to be a little bit different, guess what, folks? You got to get the W. So how do you feel about this, Antonio Hightower, saying we're going to go 3-14?
It's nice to know. It's nice to know that USA Today must be listening to me, man. I did not.
Oh, man.
But they've been listening to me. I've been saying 3-14, 2-15. I've been saying it for months. I'm not surprised by 3-14, honestly. I mean, when you consider the situation, your roster is not that amazing, and you have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL, which doesn't make any sense, but, you know, NFL schedules have never made any sense. It's just going to be really tough to get to 3 wins. I mean, now if Aaron Rodgers gets traded, which I don't know what's going on in that situation. He seemed like he wanted to leave, but he also seemed like they don't want to let him go. That'll really change the win outlook. But 3-14 isn't that big a surprise to me.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think about that, Mark? I seen you shaking your head a little bit. Shake it off. I need a little bit of Mark Orem in here, man.
I just listen. I'm on the 5-12 boat myself, but I know Vegas and USA Today. I know Vegas dropped it down to 3-2. I want to know how it dropped 3 games. Like it was 5.5 in Vegas, and I think now in Vegas it's 3 as well, 3.5. So I want to know why. How did we get significantly worse? Like I know we're a bad organization. I know we're a bad football team, but that's quite a bit of a drop, I think, man. I think we're going to get to 5 wins.
Yeah,
I think we're going to get to 5 wins. I think no problem. So I don't know. It's just another, it's almost like another clickbait thing. It's like, why 3 though? Like why 3? Like, tell me. I really want the reason for that, but I kind of get it, man. You know, we have to win football games in order for this stink just to rub off us. But I think from 5.5 to 3, I think that's a pretty significant drop there. So I'm a little bit confused on that one.
Yeah, I think we're actually better than we were last year. But the reason I feel like we're going to go 6 wins predominantly has to do with the fact with their schedule. I think the just schedule is so brutal, but I do think we're going to get more than 3 wins. With that said, I mocked the media year 2 of Matt Patricia when they said the Lions would go 3 wins. And then we were the 3rd pick in the NFL draft at 3 wins. So we just need to win, but I think this regime is much better. But it is a tough schedule. But I'm not going to get butthurt about it when it comes to, the media saying we're going 3 wins, because just prove them wrong. Go in there and beat teams up and prove them wrong. You do that, that's how you show them to change the narrative. Go over there, beat up on the 49ers, beat up on other teams, get more wins, and maybe USA Today will do something a little bit better. Probably not. I give it about a 5% chance that they actually would treat with an unbiased look at the Lions, but hey, it's a shot there. Big Wes, do you think Mike will go into the YouTube Hall of Fame for stating facts about the Lions? Hey, facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. But I'm not retired yet. I'm just beginning. But I don't know. Do they give in YouTube, Mark or Antonio? Is it a blue jacket if you're or is it a green jacket? How does that work in YouTube?
Maybe it's a red jacket. Maybe it's a crimson red.
Okay.
Gotta go to the YouTube awards first. Gotta get those YouTube awards.
The Lions
first.
probably have a dash of blue.
Yeah, dash of blue. Give me that dash. I gotta have that a little bit of dash of blue in there.
Blue and silver in there.
Blue and silver. You
probably
know
have,
that.
the playoff record on the back.
Ooh, I missed this question. Folks, if I miss your question, just repost it. It's not because I'm ignoring it. It's for the fact that I missed it. And I'm just literally one person. So just re-throw it in there, and we'll answer for you. How good do you think Goff can actually be? I think he can be a 15-ranked quarterback in the NFL. That's what I think. I think he has the ability. If you give him a run game, he can pick defenses apart. It's just how it works. And if you have an offensive line that could be good, he can pick apart. I think he'd be a top 15 quarterback. That's where I have him at. 15 to 20 is how this season could potentially go. But I'm not saying this guy is going to be a Pro Bowler, but he's not as bad as what everyone says he is. I look at it and as 29th ranked quarterback or the 30th ranked quarterback. I think that's extremely hyperbolic in my opinion. How good do you think he can be, Antonio Hightower, when it comes to Jared Goff?
I think Jared Goff can be a starting caliber quarterback. In that low teens, high 20s range of guys that you can start, and you're not the most happiest with, but you're definitely not in the worst situation. Here's the things that's going on with this Jared Goff situation. You don't have a receiving core, and that problem is kind of amplified with the fact that your offense coordinator isn't that great, and your defense, for all as better as we think it's going to be, we were ranked 32 last year. It's kind of hard to jump from 32 to say 15 in one season, because that's probably what we would really need to help Jared Goff. And I think we're going to be able to run the ball, and that's going to help Jared Goff. But what I'm worried about, what happens when we get in a situation where we can't run the ball, and you got to pass the ball, and your best targets are 2 running backs and a tight end. That's not the great situation you want to be in. So I think he'll be a starting caliber quarterback, but anything past that, I wouldn't bet on.
Patty Grimes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's like I've been saying throughout this whole stream, it's been a real rough week. And, you guys, tweeting me, you guys sending those comments, literally, I may have not replied to every single one. It's been extremely busy just because it's my mom and myself that's pretty much, doing the funeral stuff like that, and so it's just been a lot of busyness behind the scenes. But I appreciate everybody out there sending it. Every time I get a comment, I spread it to my family, and it does give them joy. They feel the love, and they really appreciate it. You guys, this has been one of the toughest week, for me personally behind the scenes. But when it comes to YouTube, I tell you what, man, it's going to make me keep going for a long time, because seeing the love that everybody's doing is just on a different level of greatness. And I'm going to make sure that I give you guys the best content that I can do, and you all deserve it. And, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And I will be at Lions Training Camp August 6th. So if you come up to me, I'm going to thank you personally. And I really, truly do appreciate it, man. I truly, truly do. And, God, it's been rough, but thank you so much, man. And go Lions. Appreciate you, man. I know it's none of that stuff. We talked behind the scenes on the phone, so I appreciate you, bro. And you've been a subscriber of mine for a real long time, and God bless you, man. What will be our hardest game, like one that will probably make you throw your TV at a window? Ooh, this is a fantastic question. I'm going to throw this one to all the panel. Mark, what is going to be the hardest game? It may not necessarily be the hardest game, but it's going to make you throw your TV out the window. Maybe it's a game where we should have won, we lost, or it came up close. What do you think that's going to be?
Man, we always have those type of games, eh? We always have those games where I usually put my foot right through the window. Yeah, it's man, it could be if Aaron Rodgers comes back, which I think he's going. I don't even know what this guy's doing, but just say Aaron Rodgers comes back, it could be week 2 on a Monday nighter. Every time it's an Aaron Rodgers game, I always seem to get upset, especially with one of his comebacks or one of those no calls that should have been called. And I hate being the type of guy that complains about refereeing and screaming about that, but it always seems to be a Packer game. So it's definitely probably going to be a Packer game, even without Aaron Rodgers, even if it's just Jordan Love or whoever the heck they put out there, Blake Bortles. Packers always seem to get my blood pressure up. So it'll probably be a Packer game, week 2 or week 17 or 18, whenever we play them, for sure, Packer game.
What do you think about this game, Antonio Hightower? What's that one game that's going to make you want to throw your TV out the window?
I'm gonna go with Mark. I'm gonna go with week 2 when Jordan Love goes for a rookie record on his defense. I'm just playing, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be that Packers game. I think Jordan Love might kill us, man. And if Jordan Love kills us, might mean this perpetual cycle of the Packers just lucking into good quarterbacks might continue. Hopefully it doesn't, but
man, you know what this game is going to be the game for me. First off, Cy Gray, thank you for that $4.99 chat, man. God bless you as well and your family. Again, I get these comments and I'm going to share them with the family as soon as I get off air here, and it's put smiles on a lot of frowned faces. So we truly appreciate it. And I'm trying to stay clean-eyed right now because it's been seeing the love that has been taking place is on a different level. And I'm telling you right now, we really appreciate it. So Cy Gray, man, thank you so much. Madness Elite, Billy Willie, Eric, Vash, Cy, Frog, everybody out there that has came out, thank you so much. The game that I think that is going to be frustrating is the Los Angeles Rams game. That will be the game. I really want the Detroit Lions to win this game so bad. And if we lose by a single point or something at a last-minute drive, I think I am literally going to take my monitor and punch a hole through it. Because I'm tired of how the media has portrayed Stafford as he left. I'm tired of how the media has portrayed Jared Goff since he came in. I'm tired of the media of Dan Campbell. I'm tired of the love fest of Sean McVay of our former quarterback Stafford. I want the Lions to go into L.A. and pull out a win. Will they? Probably not. But that is the one game out of the year I am going to be intensified. I'm going to be on fire. I really want to lie. If we could win only one game next year, that would be the game for me, because this offseason has been obnoxious how it's turned out with the love fest and then the hate fest. It's just, the bias is crazy. Madness says, what do you think about Hopkins debating retirement? Yeah, we actually talked about that. We got asked that question before. think the consensus here is a little bit hyperbolic to just go ahead and retire if that's what he so decides to do. I'm the type of person, again, when it comes to I'm vaccinated. I went and got the vaccine. I've had every shot known to man put on my body, specifically right before I went to Iraq. They literally just put all sorts of stuff into you. But everybody's has their own body, and I would never try to force somebody to do something they don't want to do. But to retire just seems a little bit.
I personally too, Mike, think that the NFL is going to maybe sit some people down here, man, and try to hash this out, man, because it's getting a little bit carried away with these threats. Like, you know what I mean? Like the NFL can't have this right now. You don't want a DeAndre Hopkins retiring right now. You know what I mean? He is a bona fide superstar. So you're going to have to sit some guys down, man, and maybe work something out because this is getting a little bit carried away.
What's going on, Stranger8? Welcome to the chat. 9 drinks. Where is that? I just seen that comment. And again.
And again.
There we go. I got to get every time I see an and again, I got to do the and agains. You already know it. Corey says, hashtag much love, brother, to you and your family. God bless you and all good vibes. Thank you so much, Corey, and God bless you. And again, every comment that is here will get resent to my family as soon as I get off here. And I made it known when I did not want to honestly tell everybody about it, but we didn't know at the situation, could my dad pull it out or not? And so I was like, you know what, let's get as much prayers as humanly possible. And unfortunately, it didn't pull out the way that you wanted it to. But since everybody had thrown so much love out there, made sure that every single comment has been seen by my family, and they will continue to see it because that's what keeps people going is stuff like this. So thank you so much, just everybody. Just thank you so much. My MOS was I was a 19 kilo and 11 Bravo. So I was first a Abrams tank crewman. I drove a tank and became a gunner for the tank. Then we switched my MOS to 11 Bravo Infantry, where I joined in Iraq, and I became an ASV crewman, ASV team leader, and a truck commander. So that's kind of what I did. Just did convoys up north and south in Iraq. That's kind of what I did. I don't think Hop's going to retire. I'm kind of with you. I don't think he's going to retire. I think it's a little bit hyperbolic. I think there's a little bit of threats there. But, man, to give up on you and your team, the Arizona Cardinals are right there. So, like, to do that just seems, man, good grief. If you had to choose a Lions player to be on the Madden cover, who would it be and why? Great question. Great freaking question. Antonio Hightower. What is the player you would have on the Madden cover right now if you can do it?
I'm going with John Pennicini.
Woo! Yep. The big
Give
pen.
me Johnny the Pennicini. Call it Madden, the strong D version. But, man, I need
Got him.
it. Just have part of his name on the cover. Actually,
I'm giving her a D, man. A strong D.
Love
it, man. What about you, Mark?
If I was to pick anybody, I'd pick the Hawk, man. TJ Hawkinson. You gotta have it. You gotta have that mane. You gotta have that Lions mane out there. Him screaming, him flexing. You know what I mean? He's probably closest to a superstar that we have right now on that football team. I think he's just going to get better as the years go by. He's already a top 5 tight end in the business right now. So I think give it to the Hawk. Give it to the kid from Iowa for sure, man. TJ Hawkinson.
Folks, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to 80 likes. We got 84 in the building. Let's get those likes up, folks. It's free to do so, and that's how we get the content out there. I'm going to switch it up, man. I don't think this has ever been on a Madden cover, but how about this? How about this? Dan Campbell would be the face of the Madden cover for our Detroit Lions, biting a kneecap off. I love it, man. The new era. I don't know if there's ever been a head coach on the Madden cover. I don't think so. But I'm going to go ahead and do our head coach, Dan freaking Campbell. And if it has to be a player, go to 2008 then, or 2007. Dan Campbell was a Detroit Lion there. Get him on the cover. Get him on the freaking cover. We got in here, we got Swift or Hawkinson. Swift, Hawk, strong D for president. Oh my God! I could could you see that on there? Oh man, you get
For
the
sure.
strong D. Oh my God, that would be hilarious, man. Thank you so much, Antonio Jenkins. God bless you as well, man. Really, really appreciate it. Hashtag how you like the backup quarterback. Also, your dad gonna be a Lions to a Super Bowl. It's a must. Always remember the heroes come and go. Legends never die. 100%. 100%. He's not, just because he's not physically on this planet right now, he ain't gone. He ain't gone at all. And hopefully he can go to God and be like, hey, man, we need some help. We need some help. Let's get some wins for Detroit Lions. But how do you like up the backup quarterback position for the Lions, Mark?
Yeah, well, it's either going to be David Blau or Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle seems to be the guy that has this little bit of a cult following. He kind of brought it in from Green Bay. He's a bigger kid, maybe not as athletic as David Blau, but you know what? It's just going to be a camp battle. We're going to see who can sling it, and then we're going to see who can sling it in these 3 preseason games. I don't really know who's got the leg up. It might, because this regime is not tied to anybody really. They did bring in Tim Boyle though, this new regime. So Blau was already here, I believe. So maybe Tim Boyle has the leg up right now. I just want to see the camp battle, and I'll be okay with either one, just as long as they can be serviceable. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, just battle it out, and the best one wins. I do think Boyle's got the leg up. I think he's probably going to be the backup quarterback, and we'll see in preseason. That's what preseason's all about. Throw them in the fire, just like we got above here with the OnePride, and let who's the best take it. Do you think Taylor Decker can make the Pro Bowl this season? From a aspect of him doing his job, I think he would be Pro Bowl worthy. But since Pro Bowl is nothing but a popularity contest, I think that's what's going to make him not get it. I think you got to be popular. You got to be one of these, not Detroit team to get in the Pro Bowl. We've seen many times where players get in the Pro Bowl that's not worthy, but since they're on a team that's popular, they get in there. So I think by a production standpoint, if he can replicate what he did last year, which was pretty freaking good, he should be able to be on there, Antonio Hightower. What do you think about that?
I'm actually gonna go with no. I just, I like Taylor Decker personally. It's not a big enough name. If I'm not mistaken, did Ragnow make it last year?
Ragnow, yes, he made it. Him, T.J. Hawkinson, and Jack Fox.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was about to say. I think it's for 2 reasons. A, he's not the most household name, and B, I think in order to make it, you got to be like at least top 10 at your position. And Taylor Decker isn't quite there yet.
Yeah, I think it's just that. I think it's popularity. Even if he come out and balls out and does a really good job, still a popularity contest. I think that's the way I see it. I'm not a big fan of the Pro Bowl because I just don't like how they do it.
It's a fan vote, right?
Yeah,
so it's a fan vote. It should never be a fan vote.
Players and coaches, I think.
Yeah,
fans, players, coaches. Yeah, I think the fans have like 30% of. I don't even know exactly how the percentage is.
30% each, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's
3%. Yeah.
Never been a fan of it though, man. Never been a fan, and honestly, the Pro Bowl's been a joke as of late, and it's been a joke for some time. And I look to more the All-Pro team. That's where I would be hanging. Like if you get players on the All-Pro team, then I think you've done pretty good. I look to the All-Pro team much more highly respected than the Pro Bowl team. And especially now, you get 3 people in the same position can't make the Pro Bowl, so the 4th best player then gets in there. So you can have multiple people in the Pro Bowl, and it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And if you make the Super Bowl, you can't make it, so they got to get another person to fill that spot.
Yeah.
Injuries, just
100%.
Everybody can make the Pro Bowl now.
100%. So it's cool to see players go to the Pro Bowl, but at the end of the day, it's still It's just a popularity contest, and I want to see them make the all-pro team or the rookie team. If you're a rookie, that's pretty good. Or if you get defensive player of the year or offensive player of the year, you do that type of stuff. That's recognition I would love. Let's see here. A question about the Pro Bowl by Jenkins here. He says the Pro Bowl is a soft, in my opinion. They're not really trying to tackle out there. It's like two-hand touch. Yeah, they're not trying. It could be like 70 to 65. Awful. Yeah, it is awful. You know what they should do? I always like those quarterback competitions where you have a couple quarterbacks and they're throwing through hoops and stuff like that. I think that's what they should go back to, is like competition at your positional group. I think that'd be kind of fun.
If I remember, I think they still do that, or I know they did it. If they don't do it now, I know they did it a few years ago because I don't see clips of like Russell Wilson and guys in there. If they don't do it,
skills competition.
It was the skills
competition. I think they still do it.
Yeah, I think they still do it. If they don't, they need to bring it back. It's the most interesting part of Pro Bowl. Honestly, they should get rid of this game and just make the skills competition even.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they play like dodgeball. They played dodgeball in a skill competition. I remember a couple years ago when I think it was Jarvis Landry won it. Man, it was more exciting than watching the Pro Bowl. It was phenomenal.
Oh, they need to bring back the NFL strongman competition.
Oh yeah, that was cool too. Yeah, I love that stuff, man. You know, that's the stuff I like. It's like the Pro Bowl. It's like not a big fan. Hashtag I said the NFL should scrap the Pro Bowl and just keep the skills, pump, pass, kick competition. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. I think that'd 100%. Be cool, man. It's flag football. It is like flag football. It absolutely is. I don't even know why they wear helmets. Why wear helmets? Like the stream, 100%. Love it, man. Hashtag Lions are so bad. How come, if the Lions are so bad, how come they have 3 tough schedule? It's just how it goes. Like the schedule goes differently each year. So you play, if you're the NFC North, you'll play one year. You'll play the NFC West and the AFC West, and then the next year you play a different division. That's just kind of how it works. And unfortunately for us, we're playing the AFC North and the NFC West. They got some good teams over there. So. And we play Arizona Cardinals like every year for whatever reason. But that's just how it works. That's how it works. And we tend to get the
situation.
It's a bad situation, yeah. But you want to know it, if you can win against those teams, you're a pretty freaking good football team. So if you're trying to be good, you got to beat the best. Just like Ric Flair says, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And that's hashtag facts. And this is what he would say. Okay. Absolutely, Ric Flair. We appreciate it. Folks, we've been on for nearly an hour and 15 minutes. This is the time we're doing our final words because we all have lives out there. So, Antonio Hightower, while we close this bad boy out, what do you got to say to everybody in the chat?
It was great coming here with you guys today, to talk some Lions football. It's always fun to talk about such a successful team. It's going to be a great season, 2-15, 3-14, new heights.
Boom.
Maybe break the NFL loss record.
Boom.
But, it's just great coming here with you guys today. And, can't wait to come back to next time.
Mark Oram, make sure you do a little bit better outro than that. I know you can talk. We're not going to break the NFL losing record, but what do you got to say when we close this bad boy out?
I want to thank everybody on the panel. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Antonio, man. It was fun talking some Lions ball. Thanks, everybody in the chat, man. You guys were a trip, man. It was good. Great questions out there. And I'll be dropping some videos out. I haven't dropped one in a while, but I did drop one today on a little Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford action. The debate will go on for 2 years. You guys know that. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but this debate will go on. And I dropped a little video talking about it. And I don't think we're going to go 2 wins or 3 wins. I think we're going to go 5. I'm not going to bump it up too much, 5 to 6. And we're building here, guys. We're building. We just got to be a little bit patient.
Folks, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to everybody on the panel here, Mark Oram and Antonio Hightower. We're also dropping content on Infinite Sports Network. It's where we talk all sports. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel. And, hey, If you haven't hit that like button, smash that like button. Let's just continue to get this stream out even when it's not live. And I want to give a massive thanks to everybody in the chat. This has been one rough week, and with you guys, with the prayers and throwing the love out there, it's made this rough week just a little bit better. You guys are absolutely the MVPs. You guys deserve everything good. I really appreciate it. And, from my family and from myself, thank you so much. And we truly, truly appreciate it. And it's just something that's been amazing to see. It's been amazing to see that the community comes out here and does all this love out there. And man, really, really appreciate it. And tomorrow I'll be dropping a video, Saturday as well. And on Sunday, I am live as well around 11 in the morning Eastern time. Try to do it as much as I can. I do have a normal life, so sometimes I don't get every single Sunday, but make sure you subscribe to the channel and get ready for that live show on Sunday. With that said, folks, if you are a member, you're going to be on the outro, and I will add the new member on here. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone.